don't do that anymore, but it's Friday.
All right. Good morning, Angela Yee.
Hey, good morning, DJ Envy.
It's Friday!
I'm not talking to you today.
Why are you not talking to me?
Because, shout out to Sean John. We went to the 20th anniversary of Sean John yesterday, celebration at Bloomingdale's. Where'd you go after that?
I went to go watch the game.
Did you go to a restaurant called Brooklyn Chop House?
Yeah, to watch the game. Why? Yeah, shout out to Don Poole, shout out to Stratus. They own a restaurant. They're our friends. They own a restaurant. And last night the game was on. So after we did the event, it's Sean John that you snuck out a little early.
No, I didn't. I left exactly the time that it was over.
Oh.
You stayed late.
I
got there an hour before you.
Yeah, you sure did. But I went and watched the game. I was going to go to the game last night, but it was raining, and I'm glad I didn't go. The game was disgusting. It was nasty. My Giants officially suck. The season is over. It was horrible.
The season's over?
Yes, the season is over. I'm not even going to say it. Giants might as well lose and get a great first round pick. Like, the season is over. Like, we lost again, and we didn't just lose by one touchdown or one field goal. We lost by a plethora of points.
What was their score?
It was like 34-10 or 34.
That's how you're supposed to lose. I don't like when people lose and it's a close game and you could have won. At least there was no chance.
It was so nasty. I just wasted my time. I really should have went home. I went and watched the game with the fellas, and let's watch the game. Yeah, the Giants gonna win, and it was just disgusting.
All right. Well, yesterday after we went to the Sean John anniversary, I went home and it was a nice breeze, but then it started pouring down raining. I woke up this morning and the whole floor was wet.
Really?
Because of the rain coming in through the window next to my bed.
Wow.
I went to go close the window. I was like, it was like a river.
Thought you peed on yourself or something? Thought you peed?
I know I didn't pee on myself. The whole floor was wet, though.
All right. Just making sure.
Yeah, it was pouring down raining.
All right, there's a lot of new music today we got to talk about.
Oh, my God. So one of our producers just made me listen to Huncho Dreams from Quavo's album.
Yeah, I heard he's talking about smashing Nicki and all the things that he did with Nicki.
It was disrespectful. I was like, oh, my God.
Wow.
Did you hear it?
I didn't hear it yet. I'm excited. I want to hear this.
You're excited
yes,
to hear this?
I love new music. I heard Usher got a new record that's dope. I heard Kodak Black put out a new record yesterday.
Sheesh.
A lot of new music. We got a lot to talk about this morning.
Yes, we do.
And also, we have the host of The Real joining us this morning.
You know, I love The Real. You and Gia were on The Real.
Yeah, we were on The Real. You were on The Real for about a week, right?
Yeah, I co-hosted, guest hosted for a week.
Charlamagne was on The Real. He's running late, but he was on The Real as well.
Yeah, I actually really enjoyed that experience of being on there. When I was in LA, I was doing our morning show because of the time difference. I was on there from 3 in the morning, right? Is that the right time?
Yes.
3 in the morning until 7, and then I had to go straight to the set of The Real every day, and then I'll be there all day. I was exhausted.
Yeah.
All I did was go to sleep every day that week.
So we'll talk to them. So when we were in Vegas, one of the hosts of The Real, Lonnie Love, pulled me to the side. He pulled you to the side. Did she pull you? Did you hear or no?
I didn't hear this.
She was like, yeah, I can't wait to come on the show. I was like, well, yeah, why? I said, you're always invited. She was like, Charlamagne called me fat a long time ago, and I got to address it. I said, whoa.
Sounds like something he would say.
I said, he did? He called you what? He said he called me fat. So he's not here, but I'm sure I'm going to bring it up, or she's going to bring it up when she gets here. It should be interesting. See, put names back up. And also our friend to the room, one of our guys, one of our favorite people in the world, Donnell Rawlings will be joining us.
Well, then why do we treat him so bad?
I don't know, because he's our friend. We just love him.
That's what we do to our friends?
Yes. He's that guy, a.k.a. Ashy Larry. We'll be kicking it with Donnell Rawlings. Funny guy. He's in New York over the weekend performing, so we'll talk to Donnell as well. Now, what are we talking about in Front Page News?
We are going to talk about what happened. This is a crazy story. Imagine a 14-year-old young black boy misses the school bus and tries to knock on a door for directions.
Oh, boy.
And it goes completely left.
All right. Well, I'm going to go brush my teeth, and then when we come back, Front Page
I was going to
News
say
is next.
something.
You can't smell it from there.
Yes, I can. The whole room stinks.
All right. Well, I'm going to brush my teeth. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Let's go. What? Drake, morning, everybody. It's DJ Envy, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Morning, Charlamagne.
Peace to the planet.
Let's get in some front page news.
What's
There was football last night, but I turned it off, so I don't know what the final score was.
You just told us that you watched the game at Brooklyn Chop House.
All right, I did. It was disgusting. I didn't want to say it while
You're
Charlamagne
such a bad
was
liar.
The Eagles beat the Giants 34-13.
Well, if you were standing with Cap like me, then you wouldn't have to witness. You wouldn't have to witness your team getting their ass kicked. Okay.
Goodness gracious.
All right.
My season's over. I'm done watching football.
Now you want to stop watching football.
I'm done.
No, okay.
I'm not supporting. I'm not going to the games.
That's right. Now
Maybe
you want to
they'll
call
win
for a
every single game from now on.
Maybe, but I still think they'll lose. All right. Now, what's the real news now, Yee?
The real news. All right, let's start with this. Brennan Walker, a 14-year-old boy, didn't make his morning bus to school. He didn't have his phone, so he didn't know how to get to his high school. He decided, let me go ring somebody's doorbell. and try to get some guidance on where I'm going. That's
How old was he?
14. All right. He went to Jeffrey Ziegler's home, and that's when things went left. Now, they have a camera footage of all this going down. Ziegler is a retired firefighter, and he is now charged with assault with intent to murder. That could lead to life in prison.
What happened?
Apparently, Ziegler's wife answered the door, accused young Brennan Walker of trying to break into the home after he rang the bell, and said, I was scared. According to Brennan, he said, I was scared. I was trying to tell them I was trying to get to high school, but they weren't listening. When Ziegler's wife yelled, that's when Jeffrey Ziegler got out of bed, came down with a shotgun, and ran out to the porch.
No.
Brennan started running because
Please don't say
he
he
was
shot
like,
that kid.
I don't know, what's going on. He was nearly gone out of the yard when Ziegler shot his
He
shotgun.
shot the kid?
Yes, he shouldered a shotgun, leveled the barrel.
Freaking gosh.
No, he didn't shoot him. He fired a shot. The shot didn't hit him.
Oh.
But he fired the shotgun at him. That's why he's being, possibly going to be charged with attempted
Now, if
murder.
that's my son, I got to go back and we got to have a strong conversation. And I'm bringing my 9, I'm bringing my 40, and I'm bringing my shotgun. There's no one going to shoot at my son as he's leaving.
I mean, the guy got arrested. So, I mean,
Nah, but still, my son could have been dead.
Yeah, but there's no need to go back
There
and
was
enact
no
violence.
pressure. Nah. See, people got to understand. You can't just shoot at a kid. He rang the doorbell.
With his little book
yeah.
bag on, going to school. Now, according to their attorney, they're saying there were 5 previous break-ins at
That
their
got nothing
home.
to do with my son.
I'm just telling you
Nah,
what his attorney
we're not talking about, listen, and we knock it off.
No,
Because if you had
no.
5 break-ins at your house and some stranger came to the door and you was upstairs and you didn't know what was going on and you saw your wife friend and you coming down with the gun.
You're right, but I'm not shooting at a kid that's running in the opposite direction. He's not running towards the crib. He's running away from the house. And what
And
state
there's
was this?
video footage of all of this going down, by the way, so it's not any
what state?
question. This was in Michigan.
Michigan.
Rochester Hills, Michigan.
Why he didn't know his high school was at, though?
He missed the bus. So I guess without the bus and not having his phone, he didn't know how to get there because he didn't make the bus.
So that's like his
School
mom
bus.
dropped him off at the school bus. He missed it, and he didn't have no phone, nowhere to go. So what does he do? He doesn't know how to walk to school.
Yeah.
So he says, all right, well, let me just ring this person's doorbell. Hey, can I use your cell phone?
Yeah.
And,
Or can you point me in the right direction or help me out on I gotta try
I
to get
didn't.
to school.
I didn't understand all the context, but when you say that house has had 5 break-ins already,
I don't know whether or
I can
not that's-
understand why dude was antsy.
I don't know whether or not that's true. I know that's what their lawyer is claiming.
Oh, that's what the
because,
lawyer's claiming?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
In court. Now, Ziegler is also saying that he accidentally fired the shotgun
Oh, he
because
definitely
he
didn't accidentally.
slipped.
No, he didn't.
So that's why I'm saying we don't know how true that is.
No, we definitely saw the video. He didn't accidentally
No,
do it.
that's
But
crazy.
if that house has had 5 break-ins, I can see why he would be
yes,
antsy.
I would be antsy regardless if I have 5 break-ins
Well,
or
they're
not.
investigating these claims of a break-in. Let's be clear. I'm just telling you what his defense is.
Right.
That don't mean
Yeah.
it's true.
But not when the kid is running in the opposite direction. In New Jersey, it's against the law. You cannot shoot anybody running in the opposite direction, regardless if they're on your property or in your house. If they're in your house and they're
And the
running out, you
teenager
cannot
didn't
shoot.
do anything that seemed out of order, and there's video of all of this.
Listen, I will say this though: if my house had 5 attempted break-ins, and I was home and I saw my wife frantic, and I came downstairs and the guy was running away, and I thought this was probably the people that keep breaking in my house, I'd have shot in the air or something, just to let them know it's real in here.
He didn't shoot in the air, though.
No, he didn't shoot in the air
Okay.
at all. He didn't shoot in the air.
All right. Well, last front page news.
Oh, also, an untruth was told. I've never been on the Real. I heard you say that.
You never been on the Real?
No, I've done like The View and The Talking. I never did on the
I
Real.
thought you been on The
Actually,
Real.
the executive producer of The Real said Charlamagne the God does not fit our demo, which makes no
I
sense
didn't know
because my 2 co-hosts have been on The Real.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so whatever. Now, I
That's
can't.
crazy. I never knew that.
I'm not into convincing white people about me.
Oh, all right. All right. Well, when we come back, get it off your chest.
Well, there it goes.
800-585-1051. If you're upset, you need to vent, hit us up right now. Phone lines are wide open. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
Whether you're mad or blessed, we want to hear from you on The Breakfast Club.
Hello, who's this?
Yo, this is Adam with 2 M's, no typo from Wisconsin.
Adam with 2 M's, no typo. What's up, bro?
How y'all doing this morning? Good morning to you, DJ Envy. Good morning to you, Charlamagne. Good morning to you, Angela Yee.
Adam, what's happening, brother?
Adam.
I can't complain. I'm up at 5 o'clock in the morning as usual in Wisconsin with my daughter and everything. You know what I'm saying? I got a birthday coming up on the 29th of October. And I was calling to see if Charlamagne can send me a copy of his book for my birthday and stuff,
I mean, I
Charlamagne,
would, but I'm
think about it. If
I
you-
would,
if
but
you
I'm
say
gonna
yes
be
to
honest
this
with you.
one-
I'll forget about stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Not saying that it
Put on your
can't
calendar,
happen.
Man. I know you old. I know you 40 now, but come on now.
Hey, man.
He ain't old, man.
Send him a copy.
How you gonna get in touch with me?
I can give you my email address or something like that. I don't do social media or anything. I can give you my email address. Definitely, I can get contact with you from there.
Do you suffer from anxiety? Do you suffer from PTSD? Do you have some type of mental health issues?
Let me explain to you. I did 6 years in the military, 2 tours to Iraq. So
I got you. You don't got to say no more. I got you. We'll get your email. I already know what it is.
All right,
Hold on 1 second. Put him on hold.
All right.
For real, get his email for real. I got him.
There's going to be a lot of birthdays. Hello, who's this?
Hey, this is Jay.
Hey, Jay, good morning.
Good morning.
Get it off your chest, Jay.
Okay, so I was calling to let you guys know that on last Friday, it was the day of my birthday, and Kevin Hart was in Detroit, so I went to go see him. Mm-hmm. And before I could even, sit down and get comfortable, I was trying to get situated with my food, my husband and I, and food was still to my lap. So it was pitch black, and I couldn't see, and I had to pull out my flashlight to clean myself up. And I was kicked out before I could even laugh.
You got kicked
Drop
out?
on the cruise bomb for Heartbeat Productions, goddammit.
No.
Drop on the cruise bomb.
Black as hell. They scammers. I didn't laugh at and they ruined my birthday.
First of all, stop cursing. They not
Damn
scammers.
it,
Because they tell y'all verbatim, do not pull your phones out of this Kevin Hart show or you will be escorted out.
Mess off of her.
How you expect somebody to see? I
But
knew
look,
your ass was
You ain't, the only thing you're supposed to be looking at is the stage.
Look, Mama, look, you can't get mad, right?
Yes, I can.
They kicked me
She
out
can get
too.
mad.
They kicked my ass out,
They kicked you out, Envy.
And you were
They
mad. And Envy was mad.
and they knew it was me. They still kicked my ass
Envy,
out.
who the hell are
Crazy.
you? Who the hell are you
My
that
kids
they
call me.
shouldn't kick you out?
So I picked up the phone because I got 5 kids. I want to make sure everything is okay in that house, and they threw my ass out.
Envy, they just tell you you're not allowed to take.
They wasn't having that shit I had on a birthday sash and everything. They were
You
not.
had on a birthday sash?
Yes,
Rules
they
are
did. It was the
hell
day
no.
of my birthday.
Rules are rules.
They definitely threw my ass out.
Hold on, I can't
See, that's the
believe.
problem. Time out. That's the problem. I said rules are rules. She said she don't care. Thank you,
And
miss.
how do
Could you please
park,
leave?
In the arena, like sardines, it was so close and it was pitch black. I couldn't even move or anything. I needed to see to get my.
I bet
Wait,
you.
now can
I
I
bet
ask
you
you
moved
a
when they got
quick
you up out of
question?
there.
Can I ask you a quick question?
Go
Now,
ahead.
let's be honest, full disclosure. Were you using your phone or were you really using
I
the
swear.
flashlight?
I hadn't even gotten a chance to sit down and get situated. That's how my food fell in my lap. I was just now sitting down. I was not using it. I was like, you guys can look at my videos or anything. I wasn't recording. The reason why they seen me was because it was the bright light of the,
Yep,
the
got me the
flashlight.
same way. And if you think if they threw me out, they definitely gonna throw you out. And I was yelling
Who
and
are you?
screaming.
Envy, stop
You know who
stop
I
it.
am?
Me too.
Kevin Hart's my guy. They was like, we know, and you got to get the out.
Well, if it makes you
they
feel
were
better,
not having it.
they threw Oprah out.
No, they didn't throw no
Never.
damn Oprah out.
I'm lying. I'm kidding.
Never. If they ever tried to if they ever tried to throw Oprah out for something like that, Oprah would look at them and say, "In fact, give me your phone."
I knew
Okay,
you was gonna be on their side, Charlamagne.
that's right.
Well, I'm sorry, Mama.
Rules are rules.
Right.
They definitely threw me out, though.
You can always go see Cat Williams.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Bye.
Cat'll let you record his whole show. Okay.
Get it off your chest. 800-585-1051. If you need to vent, hit us up now. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
This is your time to get it off your chest, whether you're mad or blessed.
So you better have the same energy.
We want to hear from you on The Breakfast Club.
Hello, who's this?
Yo, what's happening, bro?
Hey, what's up, bro? Get it off your chest, man.
Hey, I just want to say that I got a job now, and I'm at work right now, and I'm pretty happy.
All right, brother.
You at work, but you on the phone with the Breakfast Club. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. No, it's
Not
good day.
safe.
All right, man. Hello, who's this?
What's up? This is Derek out of Waldo, Ohio.
What's up, bro? Get it off your chest.
Hey, I just wanted to say on that last segment y'all was talking about, I have to agree with you 110%. If he'd have shot at my child, I'm with you. I'd have been at his house.
Yeah, especially I see that video of my kid running away and you shooting.
Yeah.
Now I understand if things got a little angsty or you got a little anxiety because you got robbed 5 times. I mean, if somebody come to my crib, I'm gonna come downstairs too, but I'm gonna see what's going. I'm not gonna automatically assume and start firing.
Hey,
you
what
know?
y'all gonna do when y'all get to his
He'd
house?
have been-
What y'all gonna do when y'all get to the man's house? Have a shootout?
We probably gonna have some words, yeah. And then and if he go get his hand, if he go get his
Definitely gonna be
gun,
some words. Might
Yeah.
even be some hands flying.
that's
Hands! The man
hold on.
just shot a shotgun at your child. You think he's throwing hands with you?
Now,
Y'all
let's
better
be
think this
clear,
through.
okay?
It's
He
all
is
about-
being
hey, it's all about
charged.
where he want to take it. Hate is met with hate. Anger is met with anger.
And I'm with you 100%.
He is being charged with attempted murder right now.
It
Yes,
should be.
you can tell this man.
And,
that
and
whatever-
if you did that, do you want to go to jail so that your son's father's in jail now? You would not do that.
And
at
if
this
all you
point.
want to do is have words with the man, you can have words with the man in the courthouse when he's standing there for attempted murder.
No, you can't.
Why not?
Because you can talk, he can't talk. You gotta take him down. Nope.
Go ahead and chalk it up as a life lesson.
There you go.
Yes.
Thank you, brother.
That is the life lesson.
Hello, who's this?
Yo, this is Donald from Brooklyn.
Hey, Donald, get it off your chest.
Hey, yo, man, I'm very disappointed in hip-hop and our community and
Lord.
these actors and actresses, yo. Yo, for real, y'all dropped the ball when it came to this Brett Kavanaugh thing. You got not Chelsea Handler, Amy Schumer out there taking a charge, like on some new Tupac-ish in 2018.
What charge did Amy Schumer get?
She got arrested.
She got arrested. She
I
was
thought
out
she
there
just got
protesting.
stopped.
No, she was
No, she
protesting.
got arrested for protesting. But how do we drop the ball on the Brett Kavanaugh thing? Well, not we, but hip hop.
Because where's our celebrities out there? Like, I salute Jada Pinkett and all of them coming out for, like, yo, let's get our recognition when it comes to awards and all that. Where was they at? Where was they at using their star power when it came to that? Like, don't tweet about another person being murdered in the streets if you're not going to use your star power to come out and stand there when it really matters. Somebody going to the Supreme Court. That's how we changed the penal system and the penal code that works against us and all that. That's all I'm saying. It's no disrespect. It's all love, but it's crazy. Like, hip-hop's supposed to be shining a light on all this dark stuff that's going on. That's something.
Let me ask you a question.
We've been reporting on Brett Kavanaugh every single morning since this has been happening.
Were you out there, brother?
Oh, no, it's all love and respect for the Breakfast Club. I take blame too. I should have took a bus, a train, and hopped in the car or something and got out there. That's all I'm saying is we're not recognizing the fact that we dropped the ball there. Like, that's something that could have really changed the community. That's all I'm saying.
All right,
I get you.
Thank you, man.
I don't think it would have stopped the Republicans from voting.
Oh, no, Republicans were voting Brett Kavanaugh in regardless. Minister Farrakhan could have did a million-man march on the courthouse, and he was still getting in regardless. But I get what the guy's saying.
Right.
You still want to show up.
Get it off your chest. 800-585-1051. If you need to vent, you can hit us up at any time. Yeah, we got rumors on the way.
So many things to talk about this morning. I mean, Kanye West and Jim Brown had their luncheon with Donald Trump. So we'll tell you how hip-hop is reacting to that. We'll talk about new music. I mean, we were telling you Quavo is trending right now. So is Usher. I don't even know where to start this morning.
All right, we'll get into all that when we come back. Let's get to the rumors. Let's talk Kanye.
This is the Rumor Report with Angela Yee on the Breakfast Club.
So listen up.
Well, Donald Trump did sit down with Kanye West and with Jim Brown. And there's a 20-minute video, almost 20 minutes, where you can see what Kanye was saying to Donald Trump, basically talking about how that MAGA hat actually made him feel like a superhero and gave him super powers. If you didn't hear it, he also talked about Hillary Clinton and how the I'm with her slogan just didn't resonate with him because he didn't grow up with his dad. Here's some of Kanye West.
You know, it's something about, I love Hillary. I love everyone, right? But the campaign I'm with her just didn't make me feel as a guy that didn't get to see my dad all the time, like a guy that could play catch with his son. It was something about when I put this hat on, it made me feel like Superman. You made a Superman. That's my favorite superhero. And you made a Superman cape for me also as a guy that looks up to you, looks up to Ralph Lauren, looks up to American industry guys, non-political, no bullshit, and just goes in and gets it done.
Oh, boy.
Amongst other things, he said he professes his love for Donald Trump.
From our standpoint, this was just set up to be a lunch of two people that I like, and I guess they like me. And we're going to have lunch. We're going to talk.
You said, just I love you.
I know.
Did I?
But I don't want to put you in that spot. But
no, I'm standing in that spot. I love this guy right here. Let me give this guy a hug right here.
And that's from the heart. I didn't want to put you in that position, but that's from the heart. Special guy.
He gave him a
He needs some serious help, man. He needs some serious
and then he
help
goes on
and some real people in his corner.
And then he goes on to express his views on police brutality.
Police officers are just like us, but this is this whole hate building. And we also, as black people, we have to take a responsibility for what we're doing. We kill each other more than police officers. And that's not saying that the police officer is not an issue because they are in a position of power. A lot of times, it's just the overall lack of reparations that we, at any given point, we say, oh, this is racist, this is racist, this is racist, this is racist. So we don't have the reparations, but we have the 13th Amendment. We got to open up the whole conversation.
Listen, man, if Kanye wants to engage with Donald Trump, that's his business, and there are no permanent enemies or friends when it comes to business. But the one fundamental problem I have with what I saw yesterday was, You don't have to bow down to the white man like that.
Well,
if you're going to be in the Oval Office, be in there on your feet, not on your knees. My God, don't forget you a Kanye West. All that bootlicking is not necessary.
Well, Diddy tweeted, somebody tell this Negro to give me a call, #not black excellence. Now, T.I. said, now I've been extremely patient and made it a point to not jump to any premature conclusions about Ye and his antics, partially due to the lessons learned from the outcome of other similar situations dealing with my brother Wayne, which I admittedly mishandled a bit in hindsight. But now this issue is next level. Futuristic Sambo, hopping Bob, stepping off Django ass ish. Yay, from what I can gather, this is the most repulsive, disgraceful, embarrassing act of desperation and auctioning off of one's soul to gain power I've ever seen. Now, I recall you asking me to come with you to have this meeting and I declined. But bro, if ain't time, I would have been in there with you and you behaved that spinelessly in my presence. I feel that I'd be compelled to slap the F out of you, bro, for the people. You ass kissing and bootlicking on a whole new level, and I refuse to associate myself with something so vile, weak, and inconsiderate to the effect this has on the greater good of all our people. If you want to read the whole thing, you can look on social media.
I mean, you know, and the interesting thing is Kanye said some things that actually made sense, but
I would hope so in that 20 minutes.
But when you're saying them on your knees, you know, people don't hear it. Like what he said about the school systems and the curriculum being boring and finding more creative ways to teach the kids, or why Chicago doesn't need stop and frisk. The Larry Hoover thing, I'm saying Larry Hoover needs to be freed because guys like Larry Hoover create structure in the hood. But once again, you don't have to do all that bootlicking.
He said a lot of ignorant stuff, too.
I think he said a lot more ignorant stuff. I would hope there's a couple of things that make sense. Of course, we know that we need more creative ways to teach kids in school, but we also need more finance in these schools. And we also need somebody who might be more of an expert and has some actual plans to put into effect than somebody saying play basketball while you study.
And that's the other thing, too. People got to understand Kanye doesn't represent all black people, and we need to stop acting like Kanye is some leader of the black community. He's a leader of Yeezy Industries.
He's a prominent member of the black society, and for a lot of people follow him.
Donald Trump looks at it like this. He says that his poll numbers with African American have soared after Kanye told the world
What's the poll,
to make America great again. This is what Donald Trump said.
That's what I'm saying. That poll don't even exist.
I'm just telling you.
There's no poll. There's no poll. All I'm saying is
what he has to say. And the fact that he said that he couldn't relate to the whole Hillary Clinton slogan, I'm with her, because of that situation. Does that mean you're related to Donald Trump's grabbing women by the vagina? I don't understand it.
Yeah, what Donald Trump represents.
I think that sounded so crazy
that nobody wants to be a part of.
Because she's a woman and you didn't grow up with your dad, you can't relate to being with her?
All I'm saying is you don't have to bow down to the white man like that.
Okay. After everything that just happened with Brett Kavanaugh, you make a statement like that.
You don't have to be a bootlicker, man. You don't have to do a lot of the things that he's doing, which I don't understand.
If you're going to be in the Oval Office, being there on your feet, not on your knees.
If you're not equipped, you're just not equipped. Maybe you shouldn't have went.
And I'll be honest with you, I can't support Kanye West.
You gonna wear your Yeezys?
What size shoe you wear?
I'm a size 10.
What'd I tell you yesterday?
Yeah, it gets to a point where you just really can't. You look at some of the things that he's doing and some of the people that he's hurting that really grew up on him and really followed him, and you're like, why? Why are you being such a bootlicker? Like, we support you, Kanye. We support your music. We support your clothing line. But the stuff that you're doing is just dumb and ignorant, and you really need, your wife should be in your corner smacking the ish out of you. I know my wife would. My wife wouldn't have let me go. She would have pulled me out of that office by my ear, dragging my ass home. Like, what the is wrong with you?
It made me feel sick, but I'm Angela Yee, and that's your rumor report.
Yeah, and I will say that, once again, if you're gonna be in the Oval Office, being there on your feet, not on your knees. But truth to the matter is, he's not doing anything wrong. He's just doing things we don't like. There's a difference.
What do you mean?
He's doing things that we don't like.
And we have a choice to say that I don't support you.
He's not doing anything wrong. He made a choice. Just like he thinks slavery is a choice. He made a choice to support Donald Trump.
And we can make our choices too.
All right. Well, now,
what you gonna do with your Yeezys though?
You want them?
I don't wear 10.
No.
But what you gonna do with it?
I gave mine away.
You should give them away at the car show.
I might do that. I got a couple pair I never
wore,
so I might do that. All right. Now, when we come back, the host of The Real will be joining us. Tamara, Jeannie, Lonnie,
Tamara.
and Adrian. I said Tamara? Yeah. Tamara. It's not my bad. We'll talk to them when we come back. Keep it locked. Friends in the room.
Hello.
Yes. The host of The Real. Good morning, ladies.
Hi.
All of them.
Let them introduce themselves individually like an R&B group.
Oh, jeez. Okay, where do you want to start? You. Me, Tamara Maury Housley.
Adrian Houghton.
Lonnie Love, and I got vodka in the throat.
Hey, I'm not going to say what I got. No, just kidding. We had to go there. Everybody was thinking it's... Yes.
We've
Thank you
been
for having
trying
us.
to get on, and you know, we're just happy to be here.
I
This
know,
is
we're excited to
season
be in
5,
New York.
and we're just happy.
We seen Lonnie Love at the iHeartRadio Music Festival.
Yes.
That's right. She flew in private. We seen you fly in private.
I'm talking about
You were looking for Charlamagne at that time.
Yes, I sure was.
Why?
Because I remember when we first started season 1, Charlamagne said, "Big ass Lonnie," and I was like,
Whoa.
"Really?"
I did.
Why
Yes,
would
I
you
did.
say that?
And I checked it last night.
You checked it?
On Google.
Okay.
Just to make sure
verify.
that I was right. And I was like, okay, so I had to hit
She's
him
been
up.
harboring these feelings for quite a
I
while.
love Lonnie though.
Yeah, you do, but you know, you was like, back then it was like, you know, it was before I knew you were Leonard and stuff like that. And, you know, but we always been cool. It was just a joke.
I was in
That's
a
all.
different headspace then. But did I say it in a bad way?
No, it was a joking way, but
Oh.
I like it because, you know, nobody really, actually, they didn't pay attention to it, but I caught it.
She caught it.
See?
And so
I don't
there
even
it
remember.
is.
Go back and Google.
Well, apologize.
I apologize.
There you
Big.
go.
I apologize. Big.
I don't know how you say that in
He said, we apologize, Big Lonnie.
Nobody think about you.
No. Yeah.
Hey, that's why when I walked down the lobby, I said, Lonnie. She was like,
See?
Yes.
Watch out. Gotta back your
I
words
was
up.
waiting on this moment in time. But you know what? No, Charlamagne has improved. And, you know, I've been following y'all for a long time. I've
Yes,
been listening
of
to your
course.
interviews. They've always been great. And he has really, I think he is the example of how you can improve in life.
Thank
He's
you
a
very
great
much.
interviewer, and he has learned how to improve himself. So now, you know, we cool. We always
Thank
been
He
cool.
wouldn't say that now.
Gold
Called
star
growth.
for the day.
He's an
In
author.
therapy.
So
an
two-time
author.
author.
Therapy.
oh, yeah, I go to therapy every week.
Really?
Hell yeah.
We were just talking about that last night.
Yeah.
We were just talking about how vital therapy is, no matter what you're going through, that it's important to process what you're thinking.
Even in the
Yes.
good times.
Yes, so I applaud you for taking that upon yourself.
Yes.
Exactly. My therapy is vodka, so that's
Self-medicating, Lonnie.
We all had some therapy last night. Well, this morning. We all had some.
You know what I love about all of you on The Real is that you guys all put your personal selves out there so people can relate to it. And you
Yes.
guys don't run from things that are happening in the media to you.
Yes, because you've been there with us at the table. You
Yeah.
know what it's like, and we have grown through so much.
Yeah.
Yeah, season 1 is
Engagements,
definitely
children.
different than season
Yeah.
5.
Oh my
I love
God.
you even dressed differently.
I got new wigs and stuff.
Yes, you got more money for better lighting.
Yes.
Hello.
Yeah, better lighting too.
How do y'all decide what y'all want to share, though? Like, I'm sure it's some things when y'all planning meetings, y'all like, I don't want to put this out.
There's actually moments on the show where we don't plan on sharing it, and somehow
Yeah.
the conversation just goes there, and we forget
Yes.
that the cameras are running.
Yes.
And then when you finish, you're like, damn, should I have said that?
Give us an example of something that just came out that wasn't supposed to. I remember Charlamagne just recently had a baby and nobody knew. And Angela Yee actually announced it. to the
She
world.
sure did.
I'm not going to lie. He did say it in 2 separate interviews, and other people told me they heard him say it and they didn't know it was a
That's not
secret.
true. I edited it.
He took it.
But
It's not
I
even
really
true. It's
did
not
it.
even true.
That's
That's not even true.
But you can't edit a video and not tell me it's edited and then think I'm supposed to know.
Right.
I'm thinking
So
we
you
should.
said it on-
Yeah,
Definitely
thinking
said
that I didn't know he edited it out.
I think one thing for me that I remember, we had a question, and it was,
If you knew then what you knew now,
what would you do
Yeah.
different? And I thought I was going to come out and say, invest in Bitcoin. Right? But then in the moment, in the heat of what I'm going through right now, for anybody who knows what divorce feels like, it effing sucks. It's terrible. And you wake up with a rock in your heart, and you just feel like you can't really make it through the day because it's just so heavy, especially when finances get involved, especially when people change. And so in that moment, when I had my Bitcoin line, I was like, it just erupted in me, and it made me realize, Adrian, when you said, girl, I forgot that you were going through divorce. And it's because as a good old Asian person, we suppress ish, and then we just focus on working.
And you can see that episode next week on The Real.
Yeah.
We intentionally pre-taped that because we're here.
Yes.
You get me? Most of the time we're live.
Though, because when we see you talk about it, at first everything was so nice and it was with best
You're right.
friends and
Yes.
it's loving and I'm going to stand
And it
by
really
him.
was that way.
It was that way.
When did it turn?
Well, it turned when I would say money got involved and ego. I would
How
say
long
that.
has it been? It's been
It's
over
been
a year.
It's been about 1 year.
Yeah. Wow.
About
And
one,
it's-
actually to date, October. Yeah. But I think, you know what? This is where you learn how things change. You know how people say money changes people?
Absolutely.
Well, so does, ego, and so does
Divorce.
social media, and so does the press. And I think that all of that mixed in between, you really got to keep yourself grounded at who you are at the core, because you got to remember who you are, because you can't speak for other people. You
Because
just got to
that's
watch
what
them.
happened. We didn't know she was going to say it.
And
so
it
you
just-
could see our expressions. I was like, whoa.
Yeah,
wait a minute.
my stupid card read, I wish people had told me that the food that you eat when you're in your teens really does catch up to you at 30. I would have paid attention to that.
Yeah.
But that was my stupid thing, and somehow we ended up going into just something completely different.
And then you guys started
Yeah.
letting out with things like, I never heard
Like
you, Adrian,
past
go,
engagements, like
Yeah.
just weird, like the conversation goes and then you finish and you're like, oh, that got deep.
Now that was
that was therapy.
When does that air?
That'll be next
Tuesday.
Yeah,
Next
Tuesday's
Tuesday's
episode.
episode.
But divorce got
I know
suck, too,
because I
though.
had to call my lawyer about it. Yes.
You still love your husband, right? Y'all didn't get divorced on bad terms, right?
We didn't get divorced on bad terms, but love is that's a word that I have to figure out what that means between us right now. Yeah. Because when one thing that he always said, and I love this quote, I really believed
Yeah,
it.
you
is-
said it a lot.
Your ex?
Yes.
Okay.
My ex said, you don't truly know a person until they don't get what they want. That's when they show you who they are. And I see that all the time. If a friend asks you to borrow money, you're like, nah, fam, I'm sorry, I can't.
They
might turn around and be a little punky to you, or maybe a guy who wants to, or a girl who tries to get into bed with you and you say no, then they turn into a different way. You're like, oh my God, this is
Thank
who you
God
are.
I didn't do that.
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
Well,
Right.
You
That's
tell
where she's
somebody
at.
yes a
That's a big
1,000
quote.
times, you tell them no once.
It's a good quote, but you wouldn't think that the person you were married to and were with for 10,
And
14
taught you the
years
quote.
and taught you the quote would actually be the best number one example to prove it.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Y'all got divorced because he wanted kids, right?
No.
That's not what it was.
I thought
I'm
that was
over
the
here
story.
like, no.
That he wanted a kid and you didn't want a kid, and
That's there's a little more to that, and I can't really get into that right now. But right now, it's just I'm just trying to. I'm keeping afloat. I'm like right here, like
Gotcha.
here's the water
Yeah,
level,
we
and
all
I just
Things
gotta
are
breathe.
deeper than that. It's
It's a
never
lot
just
deeper.
black and white like that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Was he cheating?
He is having a baby.
Yeah, and
How did
interestingly,
that happen
with
so
Oh,
somebody
he was cheating.
before we even divorced,
'cause I thought
they
that
were
was
already
pretty fast. But
Yeah,
you
he
know,
was cheating.
I wasn't gonna judge.
Right,
It was really like the divorce is happening, baby.
Yeah.
But
And you know
That's
what's
not
funny?
awkward.
yeah, it was awkward.
Yeah,
right?
I never was the type to really sit there and actually calculate and do math. You know, Tam knows best. Like I'm not that petty to sit there and like calculate like timing and how
Yeah,
people do things.
that is
But
true.
then our real
we
fam,
were doing the math
We were
for her.
doing it.
okay, and our real fam comes in and goes, wait, when you announced that
Yeah,
you met
wait a
this
minute.
person at this time and now you're together having the baby at this time, and Jeannie just came out with you guys getting divorced at this time. That's funny.
Yeah.
And that's when you have to face the facts, because you realize I'm a Capricorn and I'm mad loyal, and I will always look for the good in
We're not
people.
going to put that out there because we don't know for sure.
Right.
Yes, but
Okay.
I
But when
will
you guys
say
did the
I always
math,
look for
it
the
looks a
good
little
in
fishy.
people.
I didn't do no math, okay? We're not going to put that out there.
Right.
Now,
Yeah,
Adrian,
you don't just
It
take
was a
condoms off that fast, though. You know what it is. They've been
It was a
getting it in.
speculation and
Yeah.
it's some between
Adrian,
us girls.
You're
That's
Latino,
what
so is it
girls
on
do.
site if you see him? Is it
she's
on
Latina.
site? You from the Bronx? Is it on site?
At this point, possibly.
All right,
Okay.
just asking,
You don't know
just
what
kidding.
might happen.
Shit.
Yeah.
What's the matter?
They're back
I'm
involved.
feeling very Charlotte in Sex in the City. I curse the day you. No, I'm just kidding. But
All right, when we come back, we're host of The Real in the building. Yee.
When you guys are doing the show and you have to talk about things that are happening to people you're friends with in real life.
Ooh.
Right?
Yes.
That's
How difficult is that?
I love. This is honest to God my favorite thing about the show is we will tell you the story. And then we don't sit there and say, well, she. We actually really do try to turn it around and go, well, man, if I was in that position,
Yeah.
and then we bring it back to a personal story of our own.
So it's a jump off
So
point.
we
That's
just
it.
use the headlines as a jump off to the conversation.
And sometimes people don't realize that
Yeah.
because they may just see like a tagline or something,
Or get a
just
tweet
a
from
clip,
somebody.
a tweet or a clip
And
of
they don't
the
see
video.
the whole thing.
But if you watch the entire thing, you can actually
But
see
it
what we're
took time
talking
to
about in
get that
context.
way because season 1, we didn't know what we were doing. We didn't know what the hell we were doing
Yeah.
this show. We didn't know what this show was.
Now, any artists ever hit y'all up for something that y'all said, curse y'all out?
Oh, yeah.
Who?
You know, well, I had...
Me and Lonnie Love had an issue.
Lonnie and Angela, Lonnie and Angela got
Remind
people
me,
to
yeah.
the show.
The crazy thing is, yo, you were there.
Yeah.
You were sitting there.
I was-
You know good
No,
and
but
well. She
you-
really
That was
didn't
not our
know.
intention.
That was
I
not-
swear.
I don't
remember.
Look,
What
all that happened.
Remember when Came and Shaw got at them too?
Yes, but I
talking
don't
about.
remember.
I wanted her just to give her side of the story. We didn't say anything bad about her.
The name
I just
was
wanted
wrong.
her to, well, that too. But this is the thing about when you have a show that has a lot of episodes. we were able to invite K. Michelle. Yeah. She came on.
And she was so nice.
And she was really nice, and she understood. And she actually apologized and said, you know, she just took it out of hand. But it's also the way you handle stuff, because, you know, I took a cue from Yee when she was basically like, no, it's good. It's all good. And I was like, okay, but I just wanted to hear her side.
Right.
That's all I wanted to do. It wasn't trying to shade her or anything. She got mad. She got on Twitter.
Man, I didn't like those things that she was saying on Twitter at all.
Oh, you know what, though?
What did she say?
Oh, she called me ham hock neck. This is before I lost 40 pounds. And
But even
you can
if,
go,
like-
you can get it. You can go see it. You can go see it. But I was able to handle it because I'm a comedian, I handled it with jokes.
Right.
And so everybody was kind of like, you know, Lonnie won on that one. And I'm like, no, it's not even about winning. It's about calming this sister down. And then I said, you know what? Come on the real. Just come on the real and let's talk it out. The same thing happened with me and Monique. You know, there was, you know, I have a radio show, Cafe Mocha Radio, and there was some things said when she went through her issue with the whole blackballing and everything. I said, come on the real. And she came on the real. So my thing is, we try to invite people.
Always.
If we have an issue, you can come on, we can talk about it. Let's have a conversation.
And it makes for good TV.
Oh, definitely.
We all love conflict television. We love conflict radio.
Definitely.
Did the show lose anything with Tamar, you think?
I don't think, for me, okay, because that's the big elephant in the room. I think everybody's been waiting for us to talk about it. In season 1 and season 2, we were all different. Okay, we didn't really know each other that much. It was a new show,
Tamar
and the rest of these women were the best. As far as I know,
The
best. We had sitting at a table with a girl named Tamar Braxton. It was amazing. I had just met these ladies, and I had just met her. I was excited. You know, the chemistry and everything. Well, we had a different type of show back then. Then season 2 happened, and it was getting better. But there's something that had happened. And I don't know what happened, but I can tell you this. Everybody has a different story with Tamar. My story is this. She was getting to the point where I was at her house one day. This is after Dancing with the Stars, all this other kind of stuff. She looked at me. She said, hey, I want to get a new manager. And I was sitting in her kitchen, and I was like, well, I don't know about that. And she said, you know, Rushion McDonald. Rushion McDonald is Steve Harvey's ex-manager. So she said, you know, Rushion, give me his number. I said, okay, you know, because I think she's a very talented girl. So I said, here, I'm going to give you his number. We were sitting in her, and she knows this story. We were sitting there, and she said, well, what about him? And she pointed out, saying to Vince. Because Vince wasn't there. Vince was out the room. And I said, that's your husband. You know, I don't know. Talk to him or whatever. Tell him you want to code something. But I believed in her talent so much that if she asked me for something, we all sisters.
Right.
When she was sick, we all went to the hospital to see her.
We sure did.
Even when her sisters wasn't around, we were around for her. So when the incident happened, when she got fired, I didn't know about it because I went on the Wendy Williams show that Friday. Why would I go on a Wendy Williams show if I knew one of my castmates was going to get fired that next Monday? I got a call on Saturday. They said that Tamar was being let go. I asked the question. We all got on a text and we were like, what is going on?
It was us.
We was like,
we were calling her,
We called her. She's not picking up the phone, nothing, right? Now remember, she put out an Instagram that said she had been backstabbed. And the first person she unfollowed was me. Okay? So people assume that
you
I was the one.
Right.
And then I know Tamar because she's a good person. She probably saw all the heat that I was getting. Then she unfollowed Jeannie. Then after a couple of days, she unfollowed these two. Then when all of that happened, I get on a plane to go to Atlanta. Who's in front? This is how God works. Who's in front of me first class? Her sister, Tawanda. Her sister, Tawanda, said, Lonnie, I am so sorry this is happening to you. We know you didn't have nothing to do with it. She said, but I'm going to tell you something. They just did an emergency filming of the Braxton Family Values, and you need to see the episode. I said, what are you talking about? She said, you just need to see the episode. I was like, what? Well, I had a person that worked at WeTV. When you're a good person, people will come for you. The person that worked at WeTV contacted me and said, look, we saw the rough cut of the Braxton Family Values. You are being named, the girls are being named, and Vince is doing the naming. Wow. So I called my attorney. I didn't tell these girls this. This is the first time they hearing this. I sat here and I called my attorney. I said, you got to call WeTV and let them know that if they're naming us, we're going to have legal action. Definitely. Because we had nothing to do with this defamation of character.
100%.
So when you look at that WeTV, they turned around and they did an extra cut. But if you Google, you can see that there was a blogger that actually saw the rough cut, and it says Vince names us, saying that we jealous. He names me specifically. And you know why I say he does that? Because I gave her the number of Rashawn McDonald.
Look how that story just
So you may not have gotten her fired. You may not have gotten her fired, but you definitely got to get a divorce.
You know what, Charlamagne?
That's all you heard.
Oh my gosh.
Somebody clearly didn't like Tamar though, right?
No.
They don't just fire you for no reason.
So why would she let go? Does anybody know why she let go?
We don't know.
That's above my pay grade. If I can decide who's on the show.
You know, she knows the truth. And this is the thing. If you don't like us, if you didn't like us, and you thought we had you fired, why would you want to sit with us when we got all nominated for an Emmy? See, y'all don't ask the right questions. Y'all don't ask because because we've been accused of she invented the show and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
That's
hurtful. Because that was not true.
That's not true.
Well, let's bring Tamar in. She's here.
Come on, Tamar.
I
want to have a conversation because
I have no beef.
We need to have a conversation.
So none of y'all have spoke since?
No.
Wow.
But none of our informations have changed.
No.
Yeah, none of our numbers have changed.
We heard that y'all was complaining because Vince would be standing behind the scenes with his mouth open all the time.
You know
And it made people uncomfortable.
I'm done.
That's
You know
not true.
what? Let me tell you. Vince at the time this is honest
really
to truth.
Invested.
He was invested. He would help us. He was all about all of us like getting something from the studio. Something happened and he knows what happens. But he's trying to save face, I believe, because he knows that something had happened with him and Tamar. Either some deal messed up. I don't know.
All right, we have more with the host of The Real in the building. Yee.
I want to talk about this article I read in the New York Post, and they said one of the best things you can do for couples therapy is watch porn together. And they said that's actually great for couples to do. So I want to get your guys' opinion on that, and if you've ever done
watching porn together.
Well, you the married one, you two.
It wouldn't bother me. My husband's just not into porn.
You better not be. He's a pastor.
No, but I know it sounds weird, but like some people just really like it doesn't do anything for them. I don't mind watching porn personally. He just does not enjoy that.
So you watch on your phone or the laptop or the
phone, but
okay.
What about you, Tamara?
Can I be honest? It's very rare that as a married person you're alone.
What do you mean?
I don't watch porn anymore because I don't have to do it to myself anymore. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Yes, you could ask him.
Yeah, I just have sex with my husband.
Okay.
There you go.
So I have watched porn before.
Ooh,
okay.
Really?
We hope so.
Shocking, groundbreaking.
Of course, right? But people probably think I haven't. Yeah. They think I'm naive in that sense. My thing is when I watched porn, I just saw that their bodies don't look like my bodies, and you
gotta watch amateur. That's
amateur.
Girl, you're paying for the
amateur.
expensive
That's like when
kind.
people
You gotta
people
go
just
I don't
film
want
it.
my husband
Because
having
I prefer that
good
too.
stuff online, girl.
Of how my body is. Obviously, he knows what it looks like now, and honestly, we have so much fun. Now I don't need to look at that. But
That's
my
right.
husband is not like
This
a
is
porn.
real.
Yeah,
Not to put you out
there's
there,
some
Adam,
dudes that
but
like be
they like
into
it,
that,
but
and then
not
there's
us.
other dudes that just like don't really enjoy.
she was giving us details yesterday on the plane, just how they get.
You were telling them about your sex life with your husband?
Yeah, we always do.
Not in like specific detail,
but we do.
Oh my goodness.
And Adam,
but
She gonna smash your husband. You better watch that.
No.
You don't tell your husband you don't tell other girls how good your husband is in bed.
No, I'm happy at how he makes
Don't
my
nobody
girl
want
happy.
Adam but her. Okay.
And I am aware of that, and I am fine with that.
Goodness gracious.
Lonnie, do you think Adam's racist?
No, of course not. He just get on my nerves. That's all.
Explain to people why people would think that.
Well, they said because he used to work at Fox News, so for whatever reason.
Well, yes, but this is the misconception. My husband he actually left. He's Mr. Mom right now and killing it. And he owns a winery, so that's what he's doing right now. What people don't understand is that my husband was a Fox News correspondent. There's a difference between being a Fox News correspondent and a Fox News opinion host. My husband is a badass. My husband covered hurricanes. My husband covered tsunamis. My husband covered the war. So his main thing,
and we got to hear about it all the damn time. I was in Afghanistan. Oh,
true. It's hardcore facts, and that's one of the reasons why he left. He feels like right now with the news, everybody is so like opinionated, and he's like, "Oh, I don't want this."
Polarized.
It's so polarized. He wants to focus on that. But right now, it's a great time for us to just take a break from my husband working, in the news, because we have 2 children that are in school right now. Being a correspondent, you would travel like half the year, and with me working on the reel, which takes a lot of my time, and him traveling, we're family people. We gotta have someone at home. And one thing about my husband, and that's the reason why I always defend my husband, he is my #1 fan. He is willing to be Mr. Mom for me so that I can live out my dreams, I can do the things that I want to do.
That's a good white man right there.
But you see the difference and how that could be misunderstood. Like covering a hurricane versus like being a political.
It's because at one point when he did work for the network, the agenda is now changed. It's different. My husband worked there for 17 years. My husband's 47, so he started, a lot younger. And it's changed. News has changed because of everything that is going on right now.
Is it difficult to be married to a white man in this political climate?
I think it's difficult to be married to a white man in this political climate who worked for Fox News. Because there is, because some of the things that they have said, you're like, oh God.
Crazy. Absolutely.
And my husband, he got tired of always fighting that. Like, listen, I don't endorse those thoughts. I'm not that type of person. One thing I love about my husband and his family, my sister-in-law is Filipino. There are these 2 white boys who actually married women of color. So you can imagine how frustrating that is when you have people put this false narrative on him that is not true.
And it has nothing to do with anything that he said. And they can pull up, here's where he said.
What they do is they always take things out of context.
Absolutely.
But you can already imagine how hard it is. We just spent almost half the interview explaining what everybody has thought for the last almost 5 seasons of The Real, because we are under the network of Fox and Telepictures, and what happens, then all of a sudden we get pinned for it. Same thing with Fox News. That has nothing to do with one person doing their job.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, we appreciate you ladies for joining us. I know you got to go.
Y'all got to come and kick it for longer than 30 minutes next time.
I'll tell y'all more stories.
Maybe Lonnie will have our own show next time they come.
And you know what? I'd love to be on that.
I would too.
Lonnie, you do got a sitcom or something coming, right?
I do. I have a development deal with Warner Brothers. Thank you. And I have a show that's coming out on E! called Funny Dance Show. So I'm a black creative. Thank you.
And she said I'm going to be reoccurring on her sitcom.
I did
I'm
make
just
some
going to
promises.
put that out there.
No, I don't think she said that.
You gotta wait till that paperwork is signed.
It's the host of The Real.
I can't.
It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
It's about time. What's going on?
Rumor Report. This is the Rumor Report.
Talk to him.
With Angela Yee on the Breakfast Club.
Well, the first of the Migos solo albums has come out. Quavo Huncho is out now. Now, he premiered the album last night on DJ Khaled's We the Best Radio. Now it's available for everybody. There's 19 songs on there featuring Kid Cudi, Madonna, Cardi B's on the album, Takeoff, of course, and Offset, Lil Baby, Travis Scott, Drake, his girl, Sweetie, 21 Savage. All of that is on the album. But everybody is talking about this Huncho Dream song where he's talking about Nicki Minaj. All right, here is part of that song.
She said I heard her feelings 52 times. Call her queen. The queen can't flex on the young boy. Made her scream. Chanel, I bought her 2 on.
What about listening to it now? What do you do?
This is Quavo talking about Nicki. Now, if you heard, he said that, she said he hurt his feelings 52 times, and that's because of the whole motorsport thing and situation. She said that Quavo hurt her feelings with that. And then he talks about the 2 Chanel bags. If you remember, Nicki Minaj is opening up those 2 Chanel bags on Instagram. Here's a little flashback in case you don't remember that.
Oh my God. That was a feeling when she got the bag?
That was when she posted on Instagram opening up the Chanel bag.
Y'all just played me a bunch of Nicki Minaj ad-libs. I'm posting
that was her, I guess, getting excited when she got her Chanel bag.
Oh, yeah, this post was very viral. She was opening the 2 Chanel bags.
My wife don't act like that. I gotta make sure.
And he was saying, check the Instagram if you want to see that. Now, here's some more of what he had to say on Huncho Dreams.
Nicki, do you love me? Why you crying? She don't wanna be a queen unless she got me. She don't wanna be on scene unless we married.
And Safari responded to that last line. He said, straight out the jungle, no Safari, I'll take it. Funny thing is, I was waiting for this Huncho album to drop. It's fire.
Tea in my double cup, it can't spill. That's a very sassy, savage line. I like that. Dropping the clue bomb for Quavo. So is this real or is this like a response to Barbie Dreams?
I think it is a response to Barbie Dreams. Whether or not it's real, we don't know.
He said he put $5 on the counter, like I put $5, see you later.
It's a disrespectful song.
Damn.
But maybe it is just him responding to Barbie Dreams. Her song wasn't real, so maybe his song isn't real at all.
Kiss and tell like that?
I mean, it's Huncho Dreams, so maybe for
like
him, for him, it's dreams of what it would have been like.
Yeah, maybe.
It could be a response to Barbie Dreams, but if it is real, I don't like kissing and telling.
Why?
For what?
Great entertainment.
What's the point of it?
I like talking about
great entertainment.
What's the point of it? Like,
everybody does it nowadays. Okay. Come on now, Charlamagne.
You smash, cool, all right. Tell your boys.
All right, another person who put out an album was Usher. It was a surprise album.
He put out a full album?
Oh, it's 8 songs, so it's an EP.
What's it called? Breakout?
And Zaytoven produced
jerk,
it.
Man.
What's it called?
It's called A, as in Atlanta.
Oh.
All right. So one song people are talking about is this song. It's called Gift Shop featuring Gunna.
Treat a Gucci store like a gift shop.
Hey.
Treat a Gucci store like a gift shop.
Hey.
Locked in the bag like a ziplock.
Hey.
Got your main thing in the lip lock.
Hey.
Treat a Gucci store like a gift shop.
Hey.
Treat a Gucci store like a gift shop.
Hey. If I allegedly had the gift that keeps on giving, I'd have a song called Gift Shop too.
He also has a song with Future called Stay at Home on here, but again, it's 8 songs. It's produced by Zaytoven.
The whole thing?
Yeah, it's Zaytoven and Usher.
Is he talking about anything that's been going on the past couple years? Is any alleged?
I didn't hear it. It just came out surprise. I have no idea.
What happened to the records JD was producing, and they said they were talking about everything. That's what I was waiting for.
Well, this is just their joint project, so maybe that's not done yet. But this is a joint EP that he did with Zaytoven. It's only 8 songs, but yes, that's available now as well. So,
I'll listen today.
LMA's album's out today too.
Okay, I'll listen to that later. I'm just waiting for Usher to own. If he does indeed have herpes like they're saying, I'm just waiting.
Why is that all you care about? You don't want to just hear some good music?
The reason I'm waiting for him to own it is because he could help eliminate the stigma of herpes in America. So drop one of the clues bombs for everybody out there with herpes. Listen, I'm one of these people out there that appreciates herpes? All our listeners with herpes.
Oh, okay.
Okay, because it's 1 in 3, 2 in 5. That's a lot of people. It's really just a skin disease at the end of the day.
Well, unless you're sleeping with somebody,
2 in 6.
It's their own business.
1 in 3.
You know.
All right.
What'd I say? I didn't go to math class.
Never mind.
All right. Well, I'm Angela Yee, and that is your rumor report.
I went to remedial math because I failed some type of test. So all the kids that everybody would deem slow that rode the show bus, I was in class with them. That's how I ended up getting choked out by this slow kid. I told y'all that story.
Yeah, you told us that story. Yeah. All right. But Charlamagne.
Yes.
Who you giving that down to?
4 after the hour, we need 2 brothers from Chicago to come to the front of the congregation. I think we've all been behind on our rent before, and we've all come up with different plans to pay our rent, but I don't think any of us ever devised a plan like this.
Okay. All right. We'll get into that next. Keep it locked. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
Yeah, today for Friday, October 12th goes to Tony Green and Elijah Green, 2 brothers, 22 and 25 years old from Chicago. Now, look, I keep telling y'all every day of our lives, we have one job, and that job is to avoid crazy. All right, that's the one fundamental thing we all have to do in order to survive. But sadly, in America, we don't go looking for crazy. Crazy comes looking for us. Now, we have all been behind on our rent at some point in our lives, right? Safe to say that, huh?
Mm-hmm. Okay. Absolutely.
Some of us have left apartments and not even paid our final month's rent. Am I just speaking for myself here? Huh? Okay, well, I want to apologize to Providence Park Apartments in Columbia, South Carolina. I think I still owe y'all $630. I didn't see it on my credit report, though, but I apologize. Times was hard back then. All right, when you're behind on rent, there's really nothing you can do. You either have the money or you don't. If you don't have the money, well, you eventually get evicted. So you have to go out there and do what you got to do to get money. Simple as that, okay? Most landlords don't have empathy, and honestly, I'm not sure if they have to have empathy, all right? That's not their job. Their job is to be landlords. And if you're late on rent or don't pay rent at all, it's my job to give you an eviction notice and get you up out of here. So if you don't have a job, then you have to find a way to make that money every month. Well, Elijah and Tony, they didn't have the money, okay? They was late on rent. So to avoid getting evicted, they came up with a plan. Well, let me rephrase. They actually executed a plan. And that plan to avoid paying rent was a simple one that they didn't think all the way through. They killed their landlord. Let's go to Fox 32 Chicago for the report, please.
2 tenants murdered an elderly Rolling Meadows landlord whose decomposing body was found in a sewer in the South Side.
Vasudeva cared about his tenants in neighborhoods like Englewood. 2 of those tenants, 25-year-old Elijah Green and 22-year-old Tony Green, were charged with murdering the 76-year-old landlord. The 2 brothers allegedly called Kethareddy about repairing a leaky roof. Then Tony stood watch while Elijah choked him. It happened in August, but the victim's body wasn't found until last week, when cell phone records led them to a sewer near the Greens' home.
It was discovered that a witness conducted Google searches on a phone number registered to Tony Green about how long it takes for a body in sewer water to decompose.
The victim's son says he actually met the Green brothers while searching for his dad last August. Prosecutors say both suspects have given video confessions, but each of them tried to blame the other for actually choking the victim. Bond was denied for both suspects.
Tony and Elijah made a permanent decision based off a temporary financial situation. Here's my thing, okay? You killed a landlord. Did you think that eventually this building wouldn't find a new landlord? Did you think killing the landlord would make you not have to pay rent for the rest of your life? Did you kill the landlord because you wanted to go to prison because you get room and board and food for free? I just don't understand the thought process, but I've gotten to the point in my life where I'm not trying to make sense of crazy. I'm just trying to avoid it. Not to mention I would never get used to people communicating crimes on their phone. I grew up in an era of not talking on the phone about any dirt. Nowadays, y'all are Googling about the crimes that you committed. Tony and Elijah dumped the landlord's body in the sewer and then Googled this.
It was discovered that a witness conducted Google searches on a phone number registered to Tony Green about how long it takes for a body in sewer water to decompose.
You can't make this kind of stuff up. Both brothers have since admitted to being involved in the plan to kill the landlord and hide his body, and they are currently sitting in the Cook County Jail, living rent-free, awaiting their Friday court hearings this morning, and something tells me they won't ever have to worry about paying rent again for the rest of their lives. Please give Elijah Green and Tony Green the biggest hee-haw, please.
All right.
Sheesh.
Thank you for that donkey today. Now, when we come back, Donnell Rawlings will be joining us.
He's a good friend of all of ours.
He is, Ashley Larry.
He's at Caroline's all weekend.
Yeah, and usually when he comes up here, we do something foul.
He's very emotional.
Yes, very emotional.
So we like to prank him sometimes to make it a little more interesting.
I thought we was going to talk about Kanye. I thought we were going to tell Donnell we wasn't going to be here today.
I mean, well...
I have something a little more fun.
What?
That we can do.
What?
So last time he was here, we didn't laugh at any of his jokes.
No, we
didn't. You guys remember that? He was trying to...
I mean, he wasn't funny.
Say some funny things.
He was funny.
And we were very straight-faced, but he kept on firing, trying
Correct.
to tell a joke. It was really sad. So I think what you guys should do is be disrespectful, leave the room. I'm going to act like y'all are not here, and you did not wait to do this interview with him, and we're going to try to figure something out. And he's going to be so hurt because he thinks you guys are his brothers.
All right, so we'll just leave and act like we just didn't have time for him.
And he's going to probably cry.
All right, well, that seems honest because we really don't have no time for him today. But
All right.
All right, so Donnell Rawlings, when we come back, Charlamagne, let's get out of here. And you hold it. Well, it's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
Donnell.
Hey, boo.
Hi. So we're going to do something different today.
And which is?
You're going to be so mad.
I'm not on the show?
All right, so what happened is Charlamagne left because he had to be somewhere, and then Envy was like, I'm not staying, and he left too.
He disrespected me like that?
I feel bad because I know we always joke around.
Yeah, and I just put his... All right, what can we do? I mean, I'll do whatever you need now, but I won't be on even locally.
I'm sorry, I feel bad. We're just playing with you. His lips started trembling.
He said, I'm not even gonna be a local. I'm not even gonna be a local. No. Donnell said, what can we do?
I was only a minute away from saying Envy. I'm following him.
He said he disrespected it.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ Envy, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. And again, we got our guy.
First off, y'all not the Breakfast Club. Y'all the Evil Club. It's not even April Fool's.
I'm not evil like that. Now, we wanted to play a little prank on you, but I felt bad. Your lips started quivering.
My lips didn't quiver.
Your lips quivered a little bit.
What I've learned to be in my career is a problem solver. We all deal with problems, right?
True indeed.
But how do we deal with the problems and we solve them? So when Angela Yee told me that both of y'all had walked out on my interview, of course,
correct.
I was disrespectful. I thought I was disrespected. I wanted to talk about how you never supposed to trust light-skinned people like that. And I gave you a pass. And I was like, I thought it was serious. I was trying to problem solve it. Like, how do I be able to do the Breakfast Club interview? And that's when they let me know that y'all played a joke on me.
Your eyes got watery. I felt
Angela
I'm an actor.
Angela couldn't hold it.
I
I'm an
felt bad.
actor.
Because, look, I know your son, Austin. I saw Austin's little
Shout out
face.
to Austin. I love you, man. I really thought y'all was being disrespectful. And it really hurt. It really hurt me because me and you talk all the time.
All the time. That's my guy.
And I'm like this. I'm like, he couldn't give me a heads up or anything. And I was like, that's how it is. But
see, if we'd have waited 5 more minutes, we'd have got all of that on camera.
Man, yo,
Charlamagne couldn't text me.
It was coming.
Kevin Hart really did buy these chairs.
Yeah,
yes, he
did. That's
did.
what this was
Because it's built in for the Kevin Hart size.
Yes.
Now here's the thing. This is when you know Kevin Hart is upset when he starts talking with his thumbs and his fingers.
What did you think about all of that from a comedian, an OG comedian like yourself?
I think, first off, I think enough is enough. You know what I'm saying? I've listened to all the interviews, and I definitely think it's unfortunate because all the people that are in the beef are successful.
That's the crazy part.
You know what I'm saying? But the thing is, sometimes people don't respect everybody's come up.
Yeah.
And I also think that it's easy for people to say, well, that's just my opinion. But everybody on the outside wants you to have a humble opinion. They want you to be humbled by it. I listened to the Cat on another station too.
What did you think about that when he was shooting at Tiffany Haddish and everything?
First off, the first thing I thought was crazy was how the host, Wanda, you know what I'm saying? I thought that, you know, when he said you're not a good interviewer, I agree with him 100%. You know what I'm saying? She was trying to put him in a corner. We all know what the demons that Cat Williams has dealt with, you know what I'm saying? And me traveling and doing Morning Radio every time, after a while, you get sick of the same question. And she was trying to put him in that situation where he reacted like that, and he reacted. Now, on the comedian side of it, I speak the comedian language. I kind of understood what Cat Williams was trying to say. People get to a certain level, certain route. You know what I'm saying? Has Tiffany Haddish been on a 100-city tour? No. You know what I'm saying? Has Tiffany Haddish been a headlining comedian across the country? No. But she had a different path. While everybody else was out on the street, Tiffany Haddish was out there. She was auditioning. Now, that could have been a question. How many auditions you had before you got there? Her path, she's a TV star. And I think
TV and movie star.
TV and the movie star. And
she started on stage though.
But she started on stage, but what Cat Williams was trying to compare was, he was trying to compare the people that had been on the grind for years and years and years, banging out an hour of comedy every night. You know what I'm saying? Before Tiffany Haddish blew up, she was, and this is no disrespect, I love her, she was a feature. She was a strong feature headlining. I remember one time she asked me, Donnell, can I get some road work? This was like 3 or 4 years ago, but at the same time, she sacrificed on the road to commit to being an actor, to putting herself in a position. Now, some of the things that Cat Williams said, I could have respected more if he would have said, I appreciate her hustle. She started when she was 15. She was a foster kid. You know what I'm saying? How many success stories you know of people that came from foster homes that have made it? If he would acknowledge, I would have kind of understood some of the things we said. I think that was, throughout that whole interview, I think that was the most unfortunate part about it, because you got to give her a props.
Yeah, you can't knock somebody's path to success.
You can't do that.
Now, what about Lil Rel? Do you think Lil Rel's cute? Or you think he's ugly?
See, here's another thing, and I wasn't going to address that. You ask crazy questions, son. And you do a lot of booty talk too, son. I listened to you 3 times on the radio, and you talked about the boobity boop.
Why are you putting your finger up and rolling it?
I'm in Kevin Hart's seat, son. You got to just start doing that.
You know his booty's wide open right now.
I see, and then you always endorse it.
Wow,
whenever you do the booty joint, you do the no look away assist, son. Go back with the booty, son. You know what I'm saying? And I know when you talking about the booty, the pop joint, son. I know at a certain age you got to deal with it, but you ain't got to talk about it. And you made it so like you have a conversation while the insertion is going on.
Donnell be like, he sent me this. He sent me Fleece Johnson, the Booty Warrior video. Then he goes, You going for the third booty joint?
3 booty joint. It's a 2 booty minimum, son.
Well, you know,
he went with third.
Seriously though, do you think Lil Rel's ugly?
Oh my goodness.
You think he's only on because he's ugly?
Nah, I mean, I won't say he's ugly. I'll say he suffers from what I suffer with. It's called the regular face. It's a regular face. I know you don't think you have a regular face anymore, but you know, I know. And you coming from like a fine man's perspective. It's like, let's talk about these ugly.
Right. Like he's not with
You was one of us, son. You just left us. You got to say this.
You said was. You said I left.
No, because
just acknowledge I'm fine, Donnell.
Isn't the eye,
he flirting with you, Donnell.
In the eye of the beholder, and you believe you fine. So subconsciously, I'm starting to think that.
Do that over. We should do R. Kelly. I believe I can fly. I believe I am fine.
I ain't doing nothing with R. Kelly.
Please don't.
Yo, I done burnt my CDs and everything, so I'm staying clear of that.
Donnell, you wrote something a little weird to me. Can you read this out loud?
Oh my goodness.
This love booty talk.
That's not what it says. That's not what it says.
I said, was he having a full conversation with a finger in his booty?
No, he said, me love booty talk.
No, I didn't say that, but you know, that's the typo. Sometimes you're talking to me. Booty talk. Yeah, when you text it too fast, sometimes it
says me love booty talk. I was like, what is Donnell talking about?
It was in reference to the situation with Charlamagne. That's what it was.
Did you hear Rob Stapleton up here?
I didn't hear Rob Stapleton.
Okay.
He was talking about Tracy Morgan.
Yeah.
And he felt like he had the film that he was working on and he hit up Tracy Morgan about it. And, well, he tried to. He went through somebody that was close to Tracy Morgan because he doesn't have his number anymore.
Right.
And he was upset that Tracy Morgan didn't even look at the film to see about helping him with...
Nobody owe you anything. Nobody owe you anything. This man right here, and I had to get over it. He said something to me, and I was like, yo, son, post this joint. And he told me, he said, yo, build your own ark and they'll come. And my response to that, like, you still post my shit. You know what I'm saying? But what I will say was, I took that. I wasn't upset about it. For a minute, I was. I'm like, yeah, but I'm saying, you got a nail, you got a hammer, help me build this, son. I'm like, we was guy code and all that. But sometimes the best lessons in life are the toughest lessons.
Right.
Had he had not told me that, I would have been always feeling like somebody owed me something. Rob Stapleton, he was upset, but don't nobody owe you anything.
But I guess Rob was upset because he felt like he wrote a bunch of things for Tracy.
Yeah,
and then he felt like Tracy, even if he told him no, he would have liked for him to have at least looked at it and told him no.
Yeah, but you can't, first off, if you're going to ask somebody for anything, prepare yourself for them to say no or the rejection.
Right.
If you're not prepared for that, then you ain't prepared to ask them.
All right, we got more with Don. Yeah.
Now, Donnell, let's be clear. You are officially part of the Breakfast Club.
He is.
Whoa. Officially, in what sense?
You're not getting paid, if that's what you're asking.
You do Man on the Street for us on Revolt.
I do Man on the Street. Y'all don't never talk about it. They don't think I'm Man on the Street.
I do.
Y'all don't never talk about it. You don't do no drops or nothing. You gotta accidentally stumble on me like, oh yeah, he on it.
I don't got no drops every morning for Revolt.
Absolutely.
Where's my key card? Can I get a key card?
Yeah, it's not gonna work.
I don't think we want you up here like that.
Yeah, not like that, like that.
No, I just, but and people love Breakfast Club. Everywhere I go, people love the Breakfast Club, but they always say, why you let them with you like that? Everywhere I go.
What are you talking about?
You're evil, son.
I still feel bad about earlier. I do. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, you don't. You feel bad after you did it. You didn't have that look on your face at the beginning. You was like, you let me ride with lip was shaking like a crackhead. And everything.
I like the way that you kept your career going even after Chappelle's show.
It's like
he had a career before that.
I had a career before that, but
Donnell had a lot of up and downs too, but he's been able to drive through it though.
I don't think I had to take it down.
Yeah, what are you talking about?
What are you talking about, son?
Yeah.
I had no but down. But
He's like, you don't remember you were a driver for a while?
How do you see that?
Now, I will say, I've been a career of 23, 24 years. I've been consistent. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I always thought.
Yes. What people think is like when you part of shows like The Wire, when you part of shows like Chappelle's Show, those shows are so iconic. People want to compare the rest of everything you did to that.
Would you consider Chappelle a gatekeeper?
I wouldn't consider him a gatekeeper. I consider him as a person that can make opportunities. Mm-hmm. Of course he can make opportunities. And the thing is, a lot of times, the reason why people don't want to give another man opportunities because they're afraid that that person going to outshine them. And testament to Dave's character, and I consider myself a beast on stage. Dave will put me on the road. The average headliner is not with me. And for Dave, when I'm on the show with him, nobody knows that I'm there. They're like DJ Trauma, who's normally the resident DJ.
DJ Trauma.
Shout out to DJ Trauma. But he'll be like, okay, guys, we get ready to start the show. We got a special guest. You see him on the wire. You get a couple claps. You see him in Spider-Man 2. You get a couple claps. But then he'll say, but you fell in love with him as Ashley Larry from the Chappelle Show, and the room goes ape. The average headliner is not going to want anybody to get that reception before they go on.
Mm-hmm.
I go up there, I do my thing, and then him being the person he is, he come right behind it. 2 different styles.
Everything you saying is accurate except for the crowd going ape. Now,
No. You must not have been in my
there.
show.
No, they did go crazy for Donnell. And a
Not
part of
ape.
it,
You know what he sound like? You know what he sound like? A hater.
Yeah.
And you know a hater, they always start these sisters off like this. I mean, my show.
no, they did go crazy for Donnell. And a
Not
part of
ape.
it,
You know what he sound like? You know what he sound like? A hater.
Yeah.
And you know a hater, they always start these sisters off like this. I mean, they went ape, but they didn't go ape. I mean, no.
you know
they
where
go
I
ape.
really enjoy watching you perform in like the smaller venues.
The Radio City Music Hall, those big venues like that, they're the showcase venues, you know. But if you really want to see a test of a true comic, like you say, find them in an intimate environment.
Yeah.
Find them in the smallest
It's
situation.
probably like 70 people.
It was I won't
That's the
say.
downtime interview was talking about?
You gotta practice somewhere.
There was a quick story. There's a celebrity chef. I won't say their name. Celebrity chef. With my son, when I was having my son's baby shower, I wanted this celebrity chef to, like come and help me with the food for my son's baby shower. So I reached out to the chef, and we were all good. And then at the last minute, they pulled away.
Ooh.
And the example they gave me, they was like, I don't know, there's big time. He was like, Donnell, I don't do open mics. Like, they're too big to do
baby showers, right?
I don't do
But you
open
just
mics.
blow a kiss at
But listen,
Donnell.
it's like, they say,
Oh, I'm blowing a kiss at Carolina.
No,
man.
You blew a kiss at Donnell.
You see how disrespectful the Breakfast Club is, son?
No.
How you in that?
Carolina, come here. Yeah,
Man, bring nobody in my interview, son.
Why did you blow
Oh
Donnell?
my God, this is so
This is
disrespectful,
Carolina.
man.
Well, Donnell,
Carolina, did I blow a kiss at you?
thank you for joining us, Donnell.
You think I blew a kiss at him?
How you doing?
All right,
You think I blew a kiss at him?
No, I was dropping off a baby present. I'm so sorry.
All right.
All right, back to your story about what were you
Well,
talking about?
the celebrity.
You was telling a story? You wasn't telling a story.
I ain't no story.
He said he gonna be at Caroline's this weekend.
I
right?
ain't nothing but
Donnell,
no
as
story.
long
The-
as this story doesn't end with you deciding to cook, because you cannot cook.
I don't want to talk about that. I can't.
Go ahead.
But here's the story. So the celebrity chef, I guess they had got to a point where they was too big for certain things. They on TV and everything. And they was like, Donnell, I don't do open mics. Do you do open mics? Do you continue to do open mics? I said,
Yes.
Not only I continue to do open mics, I had just did a show at Radio City Music Hall, 6,500 people. Got off stage, got in the car, and went to Brownsville and performed for 15 people.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, you can't never stop sharpening your toolbox. You can't never stop
How would
sharpening
you
your
sharpen
tool
the toolbox?
by performing.
You were sharpening the tools, not the
Tools,
toolbox.
not the box. What's wrong with you, man?
Yo, y'all have so many people up here that y'all don't put this pressure on, son. Y'all know I'm not good at reading out loud. Y'all know I don't do that. I tell jokes, son.
Used to do radio together, right? We used to have reading contests. We used to bet each other.
No, it
right?
wasn't a contest. You never was in it. You just bet on me. Bet against me.
I got $50. You can't read this paragraph without stuttering.
Okay.
All right.
And it's about you.
It's about you.
Donnell Rawlings is an actor and writer from Washington, D.C. He's well known for being a cast member on The Chappelle Show. He made an impact on the show with his character, Ashley Larry, and his iconic phrase, I'm rich, bitch! I threw that in there. He has a series of sketch comedy clips on his From Ashley Classy... Don't do that, son! On his From Ashley Classy album. Rawlings has had multiple successful shows at Radio City Music Hall. An actor... He has made appearances on The Wire and Spider-Man 2. I didn't stutter, son. On The Wire and Spider-Man 2. He was in the Air Force for 4 years. Rollins is also a police officer in Washington. That's a typo.
You were a police
officer.
He was a cop?
Tanya, I didn't know you was a cop.
I was a police officer in the Air Force waiting to become a police officer in D.C.
And what happened?
I used to work for this grocery company. I used to be head of security for this grocery company, and as a form of camaraderie, we would go to the comedy connection to Greenbelt, and we would go to the club. And I used to heckle the comedians on stage. So we used to go every week, and I became popular as a heckler. Comedians would come and be like, yo, could you let me work on my material? Don't mess with me today. And I became so good at a heckler that the club owner wanted to shut me up. This is how I started. He dared me to go on stage. I wasn't excited about doing it then. 2 weeks later, I went on stage, and the rest was history.
So you was a troll then, originally?
Oh yeah, I was 100%. People started coming to see me heckle.
You had a gun?
In the Air Force. I was the worst cop ever, man. I made one stop in 4 years. And that was
just stop.
It was this girl, and this was before the whole Me Too thing, and she was scantily dressed.
Scantily clad.
Yes, you know what it is. Read. And and I pulled over to get her phone number, and that's the only arrest I ever made.
You arrested her?
Yeah, I arrested her.
She told you no?
I'm not following that. You're not gonna have me on CNN 20 years later. Son. You trying to get evidence, son? You asking some Kavanaugh questions, son.
Yo.
I don't know what you talking about. I don't remember anything, son.
But Donnell, you're at Caroline's, which means we're at Caroline's this weekend.
That's right, this weekend.
And I also want to say I started Live Nation just invested in me. Woo! Not a major investment, but I'm trying to break the cycle of I do a lot of comedy clubs. If you look at my schedule, I'm doing comedy clubs almost every weekend. But I'm trying to graduate to that theater mode. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna play myself and think I could go sell out a 3,000 seater or anything like that without being a part of a group. But we're doing 3 shows this fall, Live Nation Comedy. If you go to my website, DonnellRollins.com, and do that.
When you gonna do your stand-up, son?
And shout out to, I'm at Caroline. Did you listen to the show?
When you gonna do your stand-up special?
You know what? And I don't know if it's premature, but I've been on the road with Dave Chappelle probably for the last 4 years. And almost after every show, he says to me, Donnell, you're ready. So I don't want to get ahead of myself, but there is some talks about Dave Chappelle and I getting together to produce my next.
So Dave needs to do that. He needs to EP your next special.
Dave Chappelle. I know you watch these on the road. Let's do it, son.
How your brother doing?
My brother.
Okay.
I have a lot of brothers. The brother in question is doing fine. Again,
how do you know which brother he's talking about?
Because that's the only brother he ever asked about. He's my brother. My brother
still think I'm fine?
Nah, he stopped that long time ago, son.
Man.
Ever since he changed.
You had one fan, son, and it's gone now. Yeah, he's not supporting you, son. You do like you going to the doctor and getting that check all the time.
like the Kalani.
When is he going back?
My goodness.
Nah.
It's Donnell Rollins. It's the
Is that it? Hold on, wait a minute.
Bye,
wait a minute.
Donnell. We got
Donnell give out his
do.
Instagrams and Twitter.
No,
and
it's
stuff.
an average. I just want to say.
Oh my God.
Donnell, it's over.
Stop the bullshit. Let's get back to what we do. Making people laugh. Nobody got time for the hate. Everybody's
Who you talking
to? Nobody. You never know who they talk.
He's talking to the camera.
Nobody. I don't like my guest says. I don't do names, right? I don't say no names. Day Day.
Breakfast Club. Good morning.
She's spilling the tea.
This is the Rumor Report with Angela Yee on the Breakfast Club.
Well, congratulations to 50 Cent. He has just signed a $150 million deal with Stars.
That's the kind of stuff I like to hear. I want to cruise bombs for 50 Cent, damn it.
He posted, repeat after me, God is good all the time. So congratulations to him.
Stars is a great home for 50. I mean, 50 gave him a hit show in Power. Mm-hmm. He's got more content coming. I think he's got
movie.
3 different series with the BMF TV show.
The BMF TV show,
He's got 2 other scripted shows coming, so they know what they're doing. That's a good person to be in business with.
It's a 4-year overall deal, and he's going to be creating scripted and unscripted content for the network. And if all those future projects succeed, then they're saying that deal is worth $150 million.
You know what I like about 50 most? He gets those deals done being his absolute self.
He does.
He's himself all the time on social media. He's himself all the time in person. He threatens to punch you. He says what he wants, and then white people still do business with him. Drop on a clues bomb for 50 Cent.
You got great content.
You know?
Now, Kevin Hart also has signed a first-look deal with Nickelodeon. And under that deal, his Heartbeat Productions, they'll develop and produce live-action scripted kids content for the network. So congratulations to Kevin Hart on that deal.
Well, drop on the clues bombs for Kevin Hart. You see, the cancers out here getting it done, baby. Kevin Hart and 50 Cent, the cancers like me, they out here getting it done.
All right, Issa Rae, in the meantime, is going to be starring in a romantic comedy called American Princess.
I don't know Issa sign.
All right, she's going to play an American woman who moves to London, finds herself drawn into a world of wealth and high society, and falls in love in a very unexpected way. So congratulations to her as well.
Drop on the clues bomb for Issa Rae. HBO, when y'all gonna ante up and give her a couple $100 million.
Now, Ryan Coogler, in the meantime, has signed on to write and direct Black Panther, the sequel. So congratulations to him.
Dropping the clues.
Of course, we knew that was going to happen, but
this is great.
This is amazing.
I have all kinds of good news for you guys.
How much you got, Ryan? Okay.
This morning. All right, and Drake is featured on Bad Bunny's new song Mia, and he's actually.
This goes too far. That Drake goes too far.
Why?
All the bombs stop.
Now we get the Caribbean ting, I should say, but this is a little ridiculous.
Why can't he experiment? And he's rapping in Spanish. Check it out.
Sounds kind of dope, I ain't gonna lie.
It sounds good.
Sounds dope, I ain't gonna lie.
Why is it too far?
Nah,
put the mic in Drum's face. Drum is our resident.
It sounds dope, I ain't gonna lie,
Drum,
man.
what did Drake just say?
Everybody wants you, but you're mine.
That's what he's saying the whole time?
Everybody wants you but your mind.
That whole long ass 35 seconds.
Different ways of saying it.
So he's just saying over and over, everybody wants you but your mind.
See, you're just trying to find a reason to hit on him right now.
You saying that his butt, he said my butt is mine.
Your butt is, where you get that from?
So he flipped the Michael Jackson line.
No, he didn't.
All right, and let's.
That's what Drum just said. Drum just said, Drake said my butt is mine.
It sounded good. Now let's talk more new music. Kodak Black has a new song featuring Travis Scott and Offset. It's called ZZ.
Ice water turn Atlantic. Night calling in a phantom. Told them, hold it, don't you panic. Took an island, left the mansion. Drop the roof, more expansion. Drive a coupe, you can stand it. Can you pop it for me?
Pull up in a demon on guard. Looking like I still do fraud. Flying private jet with the rod. It's that Z-ish. It's that Z-ish.
All right, okay. All this new music out.
Listen, I think I'm going to just ride around to the instrumental.
All right, and Plies has a new song.
I like the instrumental better than that just now.
Plies has a new song featuring Kevin Gates called All the Above.
She my independent girl. Say she love me minute girl. She been riding for a minute girl. I take care of you and your mama girl.
Okay, Plies.
I am CTGSTDE free. I think I'm going to just do a record.
Oh, I thought you were spelling your name.
I said CTGSTD.
Okay.
Free.
STD. What?
I got my blood work back yesterday.
No,
one of those bombs for me.
No, right there.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, I knew I was already, but it just feels good to hear.
Just hear it?
You don't know until you check.
That's right.
But anyway, so that's all new music. And we told you again, Quavo's album is out today. Usher dropped a surprise EP today as well. Ella May's album's out today. A lot of new music out and available. I'm Angela Yee, and that is your Rumor Report.
All right. Now, People's Choice Mix is up next. After the mix, let's talk Kanye a little bit. We really didn't discuss and dive into Kanye and the shenanigans he did.
I don't feel like talking about him now.
Nah, we got to, and we're going to take your phone calls. You can start getting on the phones right now.
We're taking phone calls at 9 o'clock now?
Why not?
Oh,
let's talk about Kanye this morning.
If y'all with it, I'm with it.
You know, we got a lot to talk about, so we'll do that. 800-585-1051. You hurry your ass back over here, and then we'll talk. I'll do the mix, and then we'll talk about Kanye, all right? What was that? Revolt, we'll see you tomorrow. People's Choice mixes up next. WWP.